my channel. Welcome to this book haul. We have a nice little stack of books here. I think we have like 10 books or so. Most of the books I did get from Barnes & Noble, but I do have a couple that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And it's just kind of a mix of books, not a theme, but I do have another one that we're going to add to our Christmas stack. And then I do have a couple that are first time reads, like I've never read anything by that author. And then I have a couple that are repeats. So authors I've read stuff by. So I'm really excited about this stack. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first one is the only holiday book in the stack. It's not Christmas, but it is New Year. So we're definitely going to have that in our December TBR. And it's the New Year's Party. It's going to be a killer night. It's by Jenna Satterthwaite. Satterthwaite. That's what I'm going to say it is. I feel like sometimes I should do like a Google pronunciation. This one is basically about, it's New Year's Eve, hits different in your 30s, especially when the party ends in murder. So basically these friends used to have like an annual New Year's Eve party. But as, you know, life went on, they haven't been able to have it. So now they're like, okay guys, we're going to come back together. We're going to have this party. But then everybody has like all these different secrets. And then it's like one of these secrets are worth killing over. I've never read anything by this author. This one does tell the story from different perspectives. So we're going to add this to our December TBR because that will round out our nice stack of holiday books. Like I don't want to do just holiday books next month. So I think we have a pretty good stack now. The next one I'm really excited about is called How to Seal Your Own Fate. It's by Kristen Perrin. She actually wrote the book How to Solve Your Own Murder. I think that's what the name of the first one is. Is it in this? I can't remember if I'm going to talk about it in my upcoming TBR or what, but they don't have How to Solve Your Own Murder. So if it wasn't in my last, not my TBR, but if it wasn't in like last month's wrap up, it's in this one. I can't remember. I feel like I either read it close to the end of October or I read it like at the beginning of this month, which is November. But either way, I liked the first one. And when I got to the end of the first one, I was like, this has got to be a series. And then something happens and you're like, yes, it's a series. And then I was like, okay, well, let me look to see if, you know, she wrote other books. And she had already come out with number 2. So the first one is basically about a really wealthy woman. She got this fortune told when she was like 16. And she's like, you know, someone's going to murder me or whatever. So all the things like throughout her entire life that looked like it was a part of this fortune. And she lives to be like 80. Like she was very old her entire life. And she also kept like secrets about everybody in this town, which is called Castle Noel. She kept secrets about them. So anyway, she has her niece come, like she basically does die. And they're like, okay, this is murder. And her niece has to like solve the murder. Like she selects people who can get her fortune, but in order to get the fortune, they have to solve the murder. And one of the people who were like trying to solve this murder or whatever, or what happened, is her great niece. But anyway, there is another book and it's How to Seal Your Own Fate, Kristen Perrin, a Castle Noel murder mystery. So I know this is probably going to be like a continuing series because this is the second one and this one came out I think early this year and the third one is about to come out. So definitely exciting for me because I do like to find authors that have like books that are in series because sometimes you just know you can go get a good story. You've already fallen in love with the characters. So that's always really cool when they have series. So excited about that. The next one is In Deadly Company. This is by Elle Stratton, and this is actually a Black author. I've heard stuff about her book from, why am I drawing a blank on her? Shaughnessy. If you guys don't follow her on YouTube, she's really good. But she talks about one of her other books. I feel like it's so common for authors to have like all the books they've ever written like listed out, and then when they don't, I'm like, I need it. But she talks about a different one. I think it's called Not So Perfect Strangers, maybe. But this was the one that, Not So Perfect Strangers. But this was the one, when I was in Barnes, there was like 4 or 5, I think, of her books. And this was the one I was like, okay, I think I really like the one this sounds. So I'm going to get this one. Basically, she's working for a CEO, and like there's this big, huge party. Someone dies at the party. And now she's trying to like kind of clear her name, basically, about what happened at that party. Now, some of you are going to be surprised I even picked this up, because I'll be talking about this lady. So that's also a new author. But this is a returning author. And it's Freida McFadden. So the book, The Intruder, listen, y'all, it was all over the store. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and grab another Freida McFadden book. The last one that I read was The Coworker, and that one was pretty good. So I was like, let me get this one. This one seems to be smaller than her other ones, but I don't know if this one seems shorter because this one's longer, and every single Freida McFadden book I have is a paperback, and it's like usually kind of not this high, it's shorter than this. So this could be the length of like all her other stories. The other thing I did love, I'm not going to lie, beautiful cover. Like, beautiful cover. And I love the red of the spine, so I thought it was really cute, because I don't feel like with thrillers and horrors and mysteries you really get like the cute or like the sprayed air edges. So this is What Is She Hiding? I don't know what this is about. I didn't read the book. I was just like, I'm going to get it. And I was also surprised. I didn't know Freida was a young girl. This is Freida. I don't know why. I just assumed Freida was going to be like 50s, 60s, 70s. I really did not know she was like a younger writer. So that was interesting, but I got The Intruder. All right, let me grab some more. Now, the next 2 I actually did pick up from Dollar Tree, but when I was in Barnes, I actually saw other books by these authors. So I keep saying, just because it's in Dollar Tree, it doesn't mean it's like some old book that, you know, no one thinks about that author or reads that authors. They're literally like authors that are currently writing, and the books aren't always that, you know, old. Like one of the books that I found, this part 2 is coming out, and that book wasn't written that long. Long ago. So definitely check out your Dollar Tree. Not all of them are created equal, but if you're willing to go around and like look at multiples, you can find good finds. This one is Finlay, Donovan Jumps the Gun. It's by Elle. Cosimano. Never read anything about her, but I do know that this is a series. One is called Finlay, Donovan is Killing It. Finlay, Donovan knocks them dead. And then there's another one, but it's hidden on the sticker. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a try because it sounds really good. Don't ask me what it's about right now because I don't remember. With a Kiss We Die by L.R. Dorn. This is another one I got from Dollar Tree, and I like the book so much. I bought it twice. I forgot that I had already bought it, and I was in Dollar Tree. I was like, oh, this sounds really good. I bought it again and then realized that I already owned it. But I can't remember what it's let's see. It's True Crime Podcaster, and okay, yeah, basically, she's trying to like solve the crime of a husband and wife whose bodies were found, and the suspects are like the 22-year-old son and his girlfriend who are in school, and basically they're trying to go through, you know, solving that particular murder. Sounded really good, $1.50, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I'm giving the other one to my cousin. No worries, it's going to find a good home. The next one, this is a new author for me too, and so was the last one. Seishi Yokomizo, that's what I think. Murder at the Black Cat Cafe. A classic Japanese mystery from the author of the Hojin Murders. So this one, I believe someone at my job either mentioned it or put it in like our book club channel. But when I saw it in the store, I was like, oh, I feel like that's the book, you know, so-and-so was talking about. It's like under 200 pages. And basically, there is a body found at this brothel that's actually called the Black Cat Cafe. So that's what the murder is surrounding. Now, this next one I'm really excited about. This is by an author I've read. It's called The Game is Afoot. It's by Elise, Bryant. And her book, the first book to this particular series is actually called It's Elementary. Love that one. It's a super light mystery. So if you're a person where you want to get mystery, you want some thrill, but you don't want anything like maybe too shocking, like you even feel like Freedom McFadden is too much, I think you'll like this because it is funny. It is highlighting a black character. The author is also black as well. And it's not super heavy. Now, inside of the story, are there like, you know, kind of serious topics that come up? Yes, but they're not so heavy that you feel like it takes all of your energy to like enjoy the story, if that makes sense. So I'm excited about this one. She's going from PTA to PI. I have no clue what it's about, but when I found out she's gonna have another one, I was like, I gotta get it because the first one was so cute. And if you like romance, you can get a little bit of romance in here. So for the people who like a little bit of romance, you get it there too. So I'm excited to see how, you know, what happens in book 1 develops in book 2. All right, so these last 2 are both new authors for me. The first one is The Bridesmaid. It's by Cate Quinn. And let's see. Okay, this is like a wedding and one of the bridesmaids who is a celebrity is murdered. And basically that is what this story is about. And an undercover or an officer has to go undercover to like replace the celebrity bridesmaid that was killed. So it doesn't say on the back. So I don't know if like people are supposed to actually think she is that celebrity because they look alike, or she's just supposed to be the stand-in. Oh, someone was killed. This is my friend. And she just happens to be like an undercover cop. So I don't know if it's more of people are supposed to think she's a celebrity and they kind of like hid the murder or whatever. So I don't know. Well, I guess that wouldn't work because people would know she got murdered. And what would they be investigating? So maybe it's just like I'm like a friend of the bride as well, taking her place. And then she's supposed to be figuring out, you know, what the actual crime is and who did it. So this author wrote The Clinic and then Black Widows. I feel like I have The Clinic, or maybe I just read the back of that book before because that cover looks very familiar. So anyway, that's that one. This one I'm very interested in reading. Freedom McFadden actually has a quote on this, and I didn't notice that when I picked this up. But hands down, one of my favorite reads of the year, says Freedom McFadden, author of The Housemaid. Ask for Andrea, a thriller by Noelle W. Ihil or Ihil, either one. So this one is interesting to me because like 3 women have been murdered. You find all that on the back of the book. 3 women have been murdered, and the person who did this is still out there, you know, living his life, doing whatever. And these 3 women are actually going to be the 3 women that stop him from committing more murders. So I'm very interested in this because if you read it, Megan, Brisha, and Sky might be dead, but they're not gone. They found each other and they won't rest until they find a way to stop him. The hunt is on. A devastating tale of female rage and righteous vengeance. As for Andrea, will leave readers gutted and asking for more. So I thought that was like a very interesting concept because like they're no longer here, but they're the ones who are pretty much going to stop this person who, you know, took their lives. This one, Dead Women Don't Forget. It's also the cool little edges. So I was really excited to find like a couple books that had that. Even though I wasn't looking for it, I was like, oh, that's going to look really cute on my shelf. This one seems like a really easy read. I love how they have this like background in there. It's like a forest background with the chapters. The chapters seem really short. It's of course told in multiple point of views, and it goes like a year before, you know, certain characters murder, and then 6 months before. So you're getting like that past leading up type of story, and it's actually not that long. This one is like 268, 270 pages. So very, very short book. So those are our, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. I was off. It's not 10. But these are the 9 books that I've added to my stack. I really think next month, I don't know, because I know I'm going to do my Christmas reads, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to do Christmas reads and then just kind of go all in and find books, or do I want to keep on this cozy kind of Christmas thriller mystery read, but then add other types of cozier books. That's what I've been doing this month, and I've actually really enjoyed it because October I went all in, and I was reading like the spookiest books. And I'm excited because 2 of those books actually carried over into this month's reading. So excited to tell you about those. But I kind of like the kind of slow down holiday season kind of vibe with the cozier mysteries and thrillers and things. So I'm trying to figure out if that's what I want to do for my upcoming TBR. So I'm definitely excited to hear what you guys have purchased, put on your shelves. Loving this new stack that I got. So as always, if you've read any of these, you're thinking about reading any of these, let me know in the comments down below. And just how, what's on your, do y'all have a list? Because typically I don't make a list for books that I want, but this year I actually have made a list because with this one, when I was reading this, I was like, I definitely want to read this. This month I am reading Miss Planty Goes Rogue, which is a book that I read the first one, Miss Planty's Revenge, a couple months ago. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to be on the lookout for another book that comes out in that series. So I'm starting to definitely make lists of books that I know I want. So what's on your list? Are you planning on getting any more books for this year? I'm trying to slow down. My TBR has gotten just as full as it was early this year when I tried to get it down. But that's part of the fun of it for me. So really, really just excited about what I'm going to get out of all these books, and then excited about the list I have. It's not super long, but I don't need a long list because I go in and I just pick up books by anybody. So in my genre. Well, thank you for joining me. My name is Sho'Shanna. For those of you who are new, thank you for stopping by. Please join the family. And then for those of you who keep coming back, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.